afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from the host Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of Strike, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Holotny Ferma Winter in the cold. We've got here in the west, we got Brosras fighting here for the Soviet Union. Socialism for the 24th Tank Corps versus in the east we got Jove fighting here for the Oberkommando Germany, Deutschland, and the 20th Panzer Division. We got here Scamming, Spec Ops, and Breakthrough versus NKVD, Armored Assault, and Partisan Tactics with Infantry Raketenwerfer versus All Infantry for Brosras, noting one of them is for faster conscript training, allowing him to sort of slightly faster get more men out on the field compared to Jove. Sturmpanzers rushing southwards there, Sturmgewehrs clutched tightly in their hands, and Volkswagen saying northwards there for Jove, whereas Brosras here is moving straight for the centre first and then sending conscript northwards here, in this case noting by laying down some sandbags, sort of better be able to cover the cut-off point here and also defend the area here. So that's an interesting setup there by Brosras, but not necessarily bad. We got more conscript moving this time towards the centre, not trying to further strengthen this northern push. Instead, it looks like the Engineers were doing that. Southward, Sturmpanzers continuing there, with more Volksgrenadiers there on the way for Jove and the 20th Panzer Division. Engineers sneak about, then in this case breaking off. This is what's going on. They got more sandbags here, very thorough sandbagging from Brosras. In this case, didn't finish it, probably because he wanted to keep up tempo, but in theory, could always finish it, of course, once the balance patch hits. This will be very much prohibited. It'll just sort of disappear after some seconds once the unit sort of leaves and doesn't finish it. Volks is moving up here to occupy the church. Brosras sending conscripts southwards. More Volks away there for Jove. Do you have any upgrades on the way already? Yet. Volks standing back there in the open in the south here. We've got Sturmpanzers conscript there catching out next to cover. We've got engaged rep support here, but there you go. Losses are already beginning to pile up. There's your Sturmpanzers turning into them out in the open. A few shots fired there. Sandbags here, and there we go. We got Volks moving head straight into the conscripts, waiting for them, and there goes shots fired. More conscripts away there for Brosras and the 24th Tank Corps. With more Volksgrenadiers there arriving for Jove, slowly more to send. There go, conscripts there with Sturmpanzers, more conscripts coming up then to try and flank behind the Sturmpanzers here. These ones start in the open are not going to fare too well unless they can sort of get a bit more distance between them. Sturmpanzers will risk being flanked soon, and that should give here Jove or Brosras the edge over Jove's Sturmpanzers. And there you go, as soon as he shifts up there, moves to the unit closer that way, gets much damage in position on the Sturmpanzers, overwhelming them. Volksgrenadiers are arriving here, needs to retreat, there we go, but Sturmpanzers will also be forced to get out themselves. Got Volks pushing out from the northern core point, only a single engineer squad they're really holding it, but conscripts further up north, but nothing can sort of really stem the tide there of Jove's assault. He's going here for a second Sturmpanzer squad by way here versus Brosras. So 3 Volksgrenadier squads and 2 Sturmpanzer squads here. A very aggressive setup there by Jove. Also a bit rare, although I'm seeing increasingly more Oberkommando West players going for additional Sturmpanzers than just the first one. But still, most players just go for a bunch of Volksgrenadiers so far. Still in the south there, sandbags being laid down here. A lot of sandbags from both players. Mostly though from the Soviet player. Not so much yet from Joe. Got that one there, down south. Fighting over here, we got Molotovs up from Brosras, magnifying the combat ability of his conscripts up close. Denying cover and structures there for his opponents. And over that way, giving them a bit of an edge there in many cases. So there we go. Volks are in a lot of trouble now. They all of a sudden don't have a lot of cover they can use against Joe, and can also in fact use the house against them, since the thing to keep in mind is it only is dependent on where the side they are in, so you'd have to run up to where the side is there on fire, and even that might not last that long. Here we got a push for the core pump. We got double Sturmpanzers there counter-attacking, not fully reinforced there, bit of a mistake there. We got Volks pushed back here. The Molotovs and the sheer number of conscripts proved to be too much there for Jove's men. Back in the house though, we could see some other conscripts coming up there with fresh Molotovs. And in the south there, we got a Volks squad advance. We got tech up there for Jove. As for Brosras, he's yet to go in any direction except south. We got field medics on the way there for Brosras. So it's not going to be teching, I think, anytime soon there against Jove. Also yet to note the player, either players yet to choose for a doctrine, not yet to note, but there's been certainly nothing there. There might be a plan, there might not. I mean, for a lot of conscripts there, I mean, none of them really mesh well with it. In theory, you could go for NKVD with its rapid conscription and other bits there. But otherwise, I mean, they don't really sort of offer a lot there. In theory, you could, of course, also just go for Armored Assault if it sort of actually takes up fast enough. Mines there from Jove. Good spot there. Sandbags up in the north. Jove here in control of the map now against Brosras. So Brosras doing his best to try and, outplay that. Good job there. More pressure towards the north. Conscripts being healed. No tech up yet there from Brosras. Jove there going for the Belgrade headquarters, and there we go. We got Molotovs off here against the Sturm Pioneers. Quick and flop there over the fence, lighting the place on fire, forcing the Sturm Pioneers out into the cold. As they don't fancy taking damage for obvious reasons. Warming up there, folks, is just hanging back there. We got a Sturm Pioneer squad ready to protect there. He's interesting enough not retreated for the last man there to get reinforced. Bit weird there, to be honest, by Jove. Here, Belgrade headquarters is just standing ready, can soon go for some medics. Pushing through the now unguarded centre here. Engineers looks like they'll try. Oh, there we go. Flamethrowers also keep the Volkskriegs occupied, but also swarm them and push them away there with conscripts moving in there. The cav all of a sudden they're turning very nasty. So with that, I mean, Brosras in most cases now has the advantage in the close quarters versus Jove, since he can pretty much negate any cover Jove might have. Quick incendiary grenade there should cut things off there. Not bad, not bad. Volkskriegs being pushed back, grabbing the munitions. We've got the flak half track on the way there for Jove. The 251-17, one of many variants on the 251 half track. Many variants for many purposes. Barely shooting up north here. Volkskriegs there versus conscripts, all alone help. There we go. Put Sturm Pioneers. Volkskriegs just approaching for the golf point. Figured he might use the Sturm Pioneers, but they're basically just still occupying the house here and forming a blocking position. But with this, he's managed to cut off Jove's fuel, just as Jove now has cut off Brosras' fuel. Got the flak half track moving in there, crashing through the fences to set up a defense. Ha ha ha. Up north here, more pressure going in. Got the Sturm Pioneers forward with a quick hit by a Molotov there. Brosras yet to pop anyone. Sturm Pioneers will quickly focus down there, almost getting wiped out in the process. Here we got the conscripts being pushed back by the flak half track, striking in rapidly. And Volkskriegs are trying to buy as much time there. They probably won't succeed for too long, in particular not if he gets off a Molotov. He doesn't pop it here, probably just figures he's going to retreat before he gets off. And in the north, Volkskriegs pushed back there as well by the conscripts. And the flak half track moves. And needs to be careful not getting it too far ahead without support, since one of the flak half track's weaknesses is infantry. If it gets hit with enough infantry, it can easily get swarmed and knocked out. Which sort of makes the flak half track sort of a bit of a weird one. He actually did lose the Sturm Pioneers, so that's a bit of a win there for Brosras. So that can tend to make the flak half track in a sense a bit weak there versus infantry, if you're not careful. So you need to be careful about, being too aggressive with it without sufficient infantry support there. Otherwise, I mean, the 2cm flak is a decent weapon, and they did mount it on a lot of things. In the southeast, Sturm Pioneers retreating. Finally got the Panther strike up there, the Raketen Panzerbüchse. More Sturm Pioneers for Jove with multiple kits this time around, so he gets a nice mix there, so he's not going to, for example, be completely caught out unawares. If his opponent, say, goes for T70 or something else like that. Support mode company with the field gun there for Brosras. Yet to see any doctrine from either player, and there we go, we got another rush here for the cut-off point, but this time Jove is ready for the fatherland. Alright, Ludwig, if you see any Russians, shoot them, don't ask any questions. But I don't know how to ask questions in Russian. Excellent, I like your attitude. Comes there being pushed back and sent running. Flak half track covering up the centre here with its 2cm flak. Volkskriegs standing about in the north, and Maxim on the way there for Brosras. Jove's had to go for the machine guns. He breaks through their bit of the terrain and quickly sets up a rather threatening flank with it. And in this case, comes inside the church to take heavy hits there from the 2cm flak as it unleashes hellfire there. Volkskriegs doing what they can there as well. Maxim, field gun there being pushed forwards. And the flak half track being pulled back. There we go, good hit from the SIS-3 on the field gun, on a flak half track there, and the SIS-3 was a 76.2mm gun. Part artillery, part anti-tank. I believe its gun was actually not fully rifled for those purposes, which actually meant it could actually be stronger, which the Germans found out when they then fully rifled them themselves, and then used them on tank destroyers, for example. Like the Marder 2 series actually used Russian field guns and been converted into anti-tank guns as the weapons. Much to the surprise of the British in North Africa, who actually thought they'd managed to turn the flak AD into a more self-propelled weapon at that point. A Kedmev out there for Jove. Field gun there gets a good hit on the flak half track. Again, needs to be careful about rushing it too far ahead there. In this case, Jove running into a lot of trouble. In the south here, Steel Punch versus conscript. We give it a Molotov here. Nah, too late there, too late. Still is controlling some of the area here. We got the flak half track now trying to get away there. Having had a pretty bad encounter there with Brosras hardened Frontovics and their support weapons. But there you go, comes a lot of trouble getting flanked. The retreat path is now being cut off here by the Sturm Pioneers. Brosras they were extending, perhaps not quite thinking of the tactical situation. Tango Chan command going up, but there could be a wipe there, though it's not going to quite make up for the loss of the Sturm Pioneer squad. It would certainly help a bit there to sort of equalise things a bit for Jove. Maxim keeps blasting away, flak half track back for repairs, and up north, fuel point there, or victory point being secured. Fulsk is retreating rapidly and hastily. Got a T-7 on the way there for Brosras and the 24th Tank Corps. Sturm Pioneers being pushed back here by engineers, conscripts. More conscripts following up. There's a big counter push there from Brosras into the south to try and force Joe away from the rest of his territories as well by threatening his own. Not a bad idea. The problem is though he's going to be lacking in anti-tank. I mean he's got the anti-tank grenades, but the problem is if Joe gets the flak half track on a good spot there, he can't, due to the way the map's set up here, actually sort of hold it because there's not a lot of ways they can sort of tap from several angles. And the field gun isn't quite being set up to support here. I mean, the T-7 who gets that could certainly help here. In this case, I think he sort of hears the flak half track and pulls back. I mean, you can generally sort of hear some of this noise the vehicle makes from a certain distance once you get close to a sort of point of view there. So that was probably there what Brosras hurt, just pulled away rather than, risk men getting slaughtered up north here. Molotov against the Sturm Pioneers. Cover destroyed and Sturm Pioneers are pushed back. Good use of the Molotov there by Brosras. Again, it is a very potent weapon if used properly, and certainly I think one of the most underestimated assets in the conscript's arsenal. T-7 moving up there. Rushing it a bit recklessly there, Mr. Brosras. Perhaps not expecting a T-7 or a Kednev. There we go. Good hit, he managed to risk losing it. We got self-repair up though, which will save it. Flak half track there, opening up, and then engineers charging through them. Petrov, Sergei, dead. Field gun setting up, there we go. Gets the flak half track because Jove apparently not repaired with something else. Quite a loss there for Jove, quite a loss. We got a field gun setting up with a barrage right here on the support weapons. First shot misses, taking some losses there. Almost got like Kednev in this case, still doesn't quite work out there. Jove having also gone for Doctrine is going to be Scavenge. Calling in support there from the Jaegers. One in the Jaeger Division provides a company here to support the 20th Panzer Division, and we got Jaegers here appearing from the northern shed, opening up the Maxim there. Comes and they need to be careful. T-7 being pushed back. Maxims need to get out as well. Jaegers, by the way, being a sort of elite infantry unit as well. Sort of light infantry meant for fighting in rough terrain that's sort of not easy to get to for other troops. On the other hand, they sort of lacked a lot of sort of other support of regular infantry division, where you like heavy artillery. So those are some fun things there. Some of the units would fight onto the wall, though they would see some changes. For example, at some point they will basically sort of turn into sort of bicycle units. So that would try and make them a bit more viable. Troops there reinforcing, healing. So we got a Kednev first, light infantry guns, we got Panther shakes, a lot of Fulsk gunners, there are no assault rifles on the end, plus the Jaegers here. Healing reinforcement there, T-70 being repaired as well. You could go for another one, he could also consider an S-Unit 6, you could go for a half track, which would make it a lot harder there for Jove to gain any ground versus him once he sort of set it up properly. You could of course try and take a hit there for the T-34s from the 6s and the likes as quickly as possible, in which case he could actually try and then go for armoured assault and then aim for a quick T-3045, which I think would give Jove quite a headache here. By this stage though, Jove could end up here going for... he might lose the... nope, gets out of the arc fire there, pretty close though, pretty close. Now Kednev is there's cold. Press, but he could, go for an Osprey, which actually gave Brosras a bit of a problem here. T-7 there almost knocked out, pulls back, close back into one, there we go, Jaegers push back, too many rations, bearing down upon them. In the south, nothing further happening there, could, there we go, try and pressure down there as well. Further apply pressure there to Jove, we got a Molotov against the church. Forcing out the Sturm Pioneers, denying them cover there as well. Sturm has caught in laying down mines and halted, disrupting the northern victory pumping short here by the Fulsk gunners, equipped with the delightful Sturmgewehr 44. Back here, troops healing, reinforcing. No tech up there for Jove. Again, at this point, he might very well just end up trying to rush out an Ostwind. So that way, again, try and contain Brosras, who's definitely applying a lot of pressure on him. There you go, grenade assault. Doing some damage there. Nope, they're forced to be assaulted over the T-70 light tank. Back here, nothing further going on there for Brosras. As for Jove, again, it very much smells now like Ostwind. Flak Panzer time. And perhaps he had planned it, just kind of... Oh, there we go. He had in fact planned here for the Ostwind. At this point, sort of, you know, he's feeling pressure there from Brosras, who's been making good use of the conscripts and support weapons. And is now going for the Ostwind so that, you know, try and, you know, hit back very, very hard. But a lot of the flak weapons, by the way, were actually used for sort of also dealing with infantry and like used for ground support. In fact, it wasn't uncommon to see, you know, Flak-Sturm-Abteilung, so detachment there sort of used to attack ground targets to support land infantry units. Particularly the 2cm flak was very commonly used in support of infantry units. It's basically like a heavy machine gun, if you will, just even bigger than, say, a 50 cal. So that's a fun fact. In fact, in sort of infantry divisions from 1939, the 2cm flaks would be sort of put into heavy machine gun companies. So that's actually a little fun detail there. But they saw a lot of uses there. Again, ground targets of course hit the Flak 88. Push towards south-ish, John Pan is advancing, minesweepers ahead. He's obviously worried that Brosras might have mined or laid down booby traps. But so far, Brosras has not actually laid down a lot of mines or anything like that. In this case, he's wrecking the house here to prevent, you know, in fact he's wrecking houses to deny them to the Jaegers. And there you go, he's aiming here for the mechanized armor company. He's going to rush ahead of the tanks against Jove. And that way, you know, punish the Ostwind, I think, much more aggressively, and for that matter, in infantry afterwards. Ostwind heading southwards there. Looks like he's not aiming for a second flak puncher there. Might then try and take up, which is probably going to be a really good idea. Bit of mortar fire there. We got the T-70 scouting here. He's worried about the Ostwind. He wants to spot it and he wants to take it out as fast as possible. And Jove obviously doesn't want that to happen, so he's trying perhaps to keep it a bit sort of less predictable there for Brosras to deal with. Cover there, slowly crumbling under the fire of the flak punch, and it's 37mm flak. Puncher there taking losses, being pushed back. Flak puncher doing some good damage. Field gun not quite close enough to actually get a hit on the Ostwind, but there we go. Oh, still not close enough. Shot fired and penetrated there the flak panzer, it seems. Maybe that was the T-70 actually. Big push into the north there, going to maximum take up, dealing with the flux as they rush forwards. But there you go, Joe has managed to turn things around thanks to the Ostwind. He got artillery calling there as well on the mortar. He really wants that mortar dead. This is Ludwig, I see the mortar. Commence artillery barrage. I want that shithead dead. Oh, and the artillery got the T-70. Oh, well, this is what I kidding me for. No, I think that was actually the artillery that got the T-70. Don't worry, Petrov. We're in a tank. It's a light tank, don't worry. It's not like boom. There he goes, going for the T-3476 there. Jove is yet to take up to anything further, so he might run into some issues there with the T-3476 once Brosras begins swinging away for socialism. Volters moving up there. We got no assault rifles there for those chaps. Got the Ostwind moving up and getting here the conscripts, tearing into them there with its 37mm flak. And a quick anti-tank grenade there. Damages the engine of the flak puncher, leaving them a bit more vulnerable. Field gun moving up. Maximum supporting. And there you go. T-3476 arriving for Brosras. Conscripts moving ahead. There we go. Taking losses. Cover shattered. And we go. Got the T-3476 rolling ahead. The infantry supporting nearby as well. Light infantry gunfire there in the field gun. Mortar could stand to be a bit closer to the front line, I think, there for Brosras. Almost got it there with the light infantry gun. Good work. Going there for the Ostwind, which doesn't really stand a chance against the T-3476. Though technically, had this been an early model T-3476, it might actually stood a chance, mostly because some of those were actually cast iron fully, which meant, you know, the whole thing would go off like a big iron bell if hit with sort of repeated fire of a sufficient caliber. Some 2cm flak half tracks actually caused tank crews to surrender that way. Much to their surprise, they just sort of fight desperately. But then, surprised to know, oh, apparently it caused them to surrender. There you go, take out for Jove. Up north there, we got going there for the victory point there. Trying to sort of sneak around here, hit Brosras from the other side, it's good work there. But at the same time, has to defend against the T-54, which certainly offers Brosras some good pressuring opportunities there versus Jove. South there's very open there, for the most part. And we got the truck out there for Jove and the 20th Panther Division. Sturmpanzer Church here with the Panther Schreck, advancing swiftly and gets a good hit there with the Raketenpanzerbuchse. Whoa, dodging a close one there. So Brosras here, I mean, could, again, I think should consider a doctrine. I mean, again, armored assault, T-35 right now would be pretty good. You could also go for NKVD, you know, rapid conscription, air support, some clear propaganda. You could go for partisan tactics. I just think at this point that Brosras needs to use a doctrine. A good rule of thumb would always say is, you know, you're not going to get any benefit from waiting to choose a doctrine after the 20th minute there. At that point, you're just sort of wasting yourself. You're just hurting yourself by not even choosing a doctrine there, since it just indicates a lack of an overall strategy or plan. And generally, not having an overall strategy or plan is not really beneficial. Comparatively, again, Jove rather has one there. Up north there, folks are in trouble there, as more and more countries just sort of pour in. My God, Ludwig, there's no end to them. Well, if you kill enough, there might be. Yeah, but will we have enough bullets? Well, maybe. Samus Quad over there, go, comes out in the open, getting shot to bits here. A lot of fire there going down. And out in the open, they're just rushing forward. Turned out to be not very good strategy there for Brosras in the south. T-34 moves in here. Catches the Jaegers with machine guns and the main gun there. A small chance of a wipe there. Small. If it sort of stops up to fire. Almost got a wipe there, almost got a wipe. Ah, looks like he might just get away there. Fritz. More troops being moved up. He's going to try and stall Jove's advance into the north there. I can't know if we're ready. If neatly we got the Osprey up towards the centre here, Jove could go for the Panther fort, but of course he might just figure, you know, a Panther's going to wake up pretty well there for the fatherland. And now, Brosras going for a second T-34 from 6. Again, at this point, I mean, he's actually got the fuel to just go for the T-35. Hell, he could almost just say, wait for an IS-2 there, though it would be pretty risky. We'd have to go for a fuel cache, but still, going for a T-35 right now, I think would be a pretty good choice there for Brosras, rather than going for the T-34-6. At least just, you know, choosing a doctrine. Check to tell me for the mid-game analysis. In terms of damage, Brosras is hit kills-wise, though Jove's is another raw hit. Again, larger country force will just naturally suffer more losses than this. There's something a bit wrong. Army value-wise, Jove's ahead. Research float-wise, a bit closer here. And in terms of points held, a bit more back and forth in either player, sort of really having a serious upper hand against the other fellow. I mean, overall for Brosras, again, choosing a doctrine at this point is going to be imperative. It's going to really determine sort of his late game and sort of what he can do there against the opponent. It's going to give him more tools, and right now he needs more tools versus, you know, Jove. So at this point, armored assault tactics, T-35s and IS-2 there would be pretty good. This one for rapid conscription, just more infantry pressure with plus air support would be good. Well, of course, going for party just has something to disrupt Jove with, but nonetheless, there needs to be a choice there for Brosras, and it needs to be, well, pretty soon. I mean, certainly he's planning for this one, a fuel cache or two to then support, you know, late game and say maybe some IS-2s would be a really strong choice there for Brosras. Also, mines. He actually hasn't laid down a single mine. He's been using, of course, a lot of Molotovs, which explains it to an extent, but even then, a few mines here and there, I think could have done a great job then sort of slowing down Jove a bit at times, you know. Also, here, Jove's actually laid down booby traps. Thumbs up there. Jaegers can lay down booby traps. Actually, it's just most players never really use them for some not very good reason, to be honest. So that's a little fun detail there, but a nice move there by Jove, who's also laying down mines overall. As for Joe, I mean, he's all doing pretty good here. A Panther right now, I think, would be the supremely strongest choice there. It would absolutely allow him to dominate the T-34s and the 6s. And, of course, keep it close to the Osprey. And that way, he can also sort of do pretty well versus infantry. Lay down more mines, try and flank, you know, Brosras, try and hit from the south, maybe from the north. He could also, you know, try and actually attack his opponent's base, you know, try and pressure Brosras there, you know, cause a bit of panic and consternation. I would also recommend a few orbs alone. Beyond that, I'd say Jove is doing pretty well there. So let's return to the fight and see what actually happens next. Let us see.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Mine's almost done there. Osprey moving about. But he certainly seems bound for the Panther. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. Osman moving southwards, Volkswagen Steel Pioneers sort of supporting it, backing it up. Good move there, bit risky though moving in like that on its own. Then to quickly splits up from the infantry. In this case, he's actually worried about mines. You can see how absolutely worried he is about mines and demo charges here. And this is pretty much the expectation of one there. In this case, the wasn't, because again, Brosras is just not laid down a single mine in this game. Which again is a bit weird when you think about it. There you go, full under fire from the T-34. So this Kedma gets good in the T-34. Down to half health there. Already we have a nasty encounter with the Kedma there. Technically, the Kedmefs were primarily used by airborne divisions, possibly some Jaeger units and the likes, simply because it was an easy to transport anti-tank weapon. But most, Panzer divisions would not have used it. They'd used packs, or they'd used, self-propelled tank destroyers, for example. Yak Panzers. I mean, even the Marder saw usage, in 1945, though not a lot by then. Most of them had been blown up at that point. Of course, they're taking losses from the T-34-76. As a fun fact, Hetzers were generally not attached to Panzer divisions. They were largely either sort of infantry division-wise, sort of stuck there, sort of their own independent tank destroyer battalions. Osman moving up, then gating the conscripts there. Tearing into them with its 30mm flak, and we got the Panther on the way there for Jove. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. Still no Doctrine from Brosras. And the 24th Tank Corps. Jet there takes a devastating hit. Maximum takes hits from the lightest Infantry Geschütz. Which reminds me about something I recently read. An early sort of Soviet infantry division was actually surprisingly light on artillery. They didn't have a lot then. The biggest they had was a 122mm gun, which was partly due to the mostly sort of foot-driven state of the army and also not so good road network. They couldn't really sort of afford to carry around really big howitzers like the Germans could. But obviously at this point of the war, 152mm howitzers might be more likely, or 155. But just a little fun detail there, sort of been reading about in the drive to Moscow, as it is called. But we've got an issue to follow on the weather. So it looks like he's expecting the Panther there from Jove, which indicates, to an extent that, well, the Panther has become increasingly common there with Oberkommando's play. Which it hasn't been, for some time. So, that's an interesting move there, but still not a bad idea there. But still, important to note, still no doctrinal play there from Brosras. At this point, if he's going for Initiative 5, I'd almost say go for partisans, get marked vehicle, and to tank partisans, maybe, appear from a shed and suddenly Panther straight that Panther. Field gun there being rushed by Sturm Pioneers. Not supported there, not covered. Pretty bad there for Brosras. T-34 dealing with the Sturm Pioneers, Jaegers in the south, like Kedma moving up. You got conscripts supporting the tank there, good work. Other T-34 moving up, like Kedma cleared out. Panther heading southwards to deal with the Panther there, good response. Osman moving up as well, engaging the conscripts out in the open, like Kedma fires. Almost hits the T-34 by the looks of it, but maybe actually might have hit it. But there you go, that's definitely a hit there, and the conscripts are getting plastered here by the Osman fire. H-5 gets a good hit there with its 85mm gun. Panther rolls a hit, there needs to be careful with the H-5 about. It looks like the Panther is going to get at least one kill. There we go. Panther almost got the T-34 there. Rolling ahead. H-5 they're blocking the road. Kedma supports though. Penetrating hit. H-5 needs to build some distance there. Constant moving ahead. There hits a mine. Hits a mine. This is bad. This is bad for Jove. If he were to recruit that field gun, he could probably knock out the Panther. No, he's moving at the T-34. If he's planning on ramming, no, it's not going to work. There we go. He lost the T-34. Why didn't he move the more healthy one in there? But there he goes, moving ahead there. Still doesn't recruit the field gun. Like Kedma on the way there. Taking a lot of damage on the T-34. No, he stops up. Almost got the Osman, but he's going to lose the T-34 like this. Not a good assault there by him. Tries to ram, but that doesn't work out. Shot bounced off the Panther. Got the Osman though. Got the Osman. Close to getting the Panther there, and moving some infantry ahead. He's going to move in the H-5, that was just down to half health. Like Kedma from nearby. Oh dear, and he's using it in focus sight mode, which basically allows it to be an easy target. That's definitely a tactically poor move there by Brosras. He's trying now to get it away there, trying to circle about here, but the problem is there's a mine in the way. Quite a loss there for Brosras. He was so close to getting the Panther, but instead he rather lost a lot in his attempt to knock it out. That is definitely bad news for Brosras. His comrade Stalin finds out. You did what with a tank destroyer? You're going to the Gulag. Along with your friends. And their pets. Forces out Newman gun down. Make constant artillery strike here again on their mortar. So right now Brosras in a bit of an armor deficiency there versus Jove. Would in theory be setting up for Panther 4 or another Panther by now. And meanwhile though, Steel Pioneer is hard at work at getting the Panther combat operable as well. Another T-54 on the way. They are Kednev creeping ahead here. Jove spares no attempt there sort of harassing and pressuring his opponent. Healing reinforcement going on there. Another T-54 from Brosras. Still no Doctrine though. We're almost 30 minutes into the game. And he is yet to choose a Doctrine. It's definitely most worrisome. Definitely most worrisome. As I do think to an extent it undercuts him because again it just gives him less options. Compared to Jove, again who has chosen a Doctrine and lastly has options he can actually utilise. And again also indicates he's got more of a strategy I think currently going on here than his opponent, Brosras and the 24th Tank Corps. I mean, the funny thing, he had just been able to quickly recruit that field gun. He might actually have a chance of getting the Panther. There are definitely some awkward choices there where Brosras is sort of scrambled to deal with it in a slightly more awkward way. Constantly being suppressed by the MD-34 there. Oh, not actually a Maxim there, actually. A Maxim there in the hands of Jove's men. Artillery fire, Panther fire. Field gun though gets a good hit into the Panther. Up north, heavy fighting going on there. Steel Pioneers falls to their breaking through Brosras' lines, causing trouble. We've got the T-34 gets ready to counterattack. Maxim under fire, and we got a Panther 4 there on the way for Jove and the 20th Panzer Division. T-54 rolling in. Steel Pioneers a bit of trouble here with the T-54s and 6 as engages from the front. Bit of a hit there. And troops push back. We got Steel Pioneers there trying to flank behind. Got the T-54 though ready to block the way. And there you go, Panther striking forwards here. Going straight for the T-54s from 6 here. Field needs to turn back. We got the Panther ready to support. Again, we're moving ahead there. Panther down to half health. T-54 tries to stay closer to the house, trying to turn to about shot Collins. Oh dear! Joe might have pushed too far. There you go. Takes a damage, and yet T-54 main gun destroyed. Panther down to low health there. Joe might have pushed his luck too far there with the Panther. Might have pushed it too far. We got the Jaegers rushing ahead there. 17 kills, virtually 2. Another anti-tank grenade there. Shoots through the house ruins and knocks out the Panther. And that was definitely a slightly reckless move there by Jove, costing him the Panther. That is not good. I mean, he's still got a Panther 4, but he lost a Panther. That's expensive. It's very expensive. And the T-54 is still operable. Panther 4 then engaging the conscripts, pushing them away. What will Brosras go for? He is still yet to choose a Doctrine here. He is still yet to make any decision. Jove has also yet to sort of lay down any more boob traps than just that point though. Steel Pioneers Veteran 4 there with their Panzer Schreck. Maxim doing what he can. We got the mortar there supporting. I mean, overall, I think he has been a bit too passive there with the mortar at times. I think he'd have much further forward when he actually had more ground to that way support his frontline troops better. In that regard, Brosras probably could have made better use of that mortar, laid down smoke screens to cover up advances as well, or deny his opponent some support weapon for a brief period of time. Panzer 4 there versus the field gun. Got the T-34 and 6 moving ahead. At this point, I'd almost say Brosras is aiming for the IS-2, but again, he could have done so much more structured if he just A, chosen the Doctrine soon and maybe gone for a T-3045, sort of to keep things going a bit better, but also, you know, just laid down some fuel caches rather than what's going on now. Plus, you know, he could have made use of other things. Could have had radio intercepts, so that way, get an idea what Jove is doing. You could have been able to call in air support, that way, you know, just devastating some of Jove's infantry assaults, so not the best player there. He's aiming for the IS-2, definitely not the most well executed strategy. And of course, Definitely not the best use of a doctrine compared to, I mean, Joe, I think, has almost made full use of the doctrine. He might even use first salvage, in which case, I mean, he might actually have full doctrinal bingo then. Which tends to be sort of one of the hallmarks of a really good player. They actually try and make use as much of the doctrine as humanly possible. They don't just use, you know, one thing. They try to aim as much as possible to actually be fully used. Academy for creeping in. I mean, he uses Academy to sort of scout ahead there, but also just find tank to sort of knock out quickly. It's an interesting bold move using the Academy, but also probably a bit beyond what it's actually supposed to be used for, as intended by Relic. In the south here, the Panther strikes a constant there with machine guns and the likes, tearing into them. Jaegers there gaining eventually free. Hold up behind a heavy cover to the maximum out there, and they might be in a bit of trouble though, due to their marksman fire. Jaegers were, I believe, also proficient marksmen. Folks there. T-54 gains 32, increased accuracy rate of fire. I definitely get the feel he's aiming for the I should particularly just went for a second field gun. And some players again with a bit of pressure will try and go for more anti-tank weapons to buy time until they go for an there. Go Jaegers 53 takes on the maximum head on due to being in heavy cover. T-54 the counter-attacks almost pops the Fultz Grenadiers there. 13 kills for the motherland. Some nasty hits. And there we go. He has gone for armored assault, but again, in terms of just strength of this move, I would say it's very weak. Again, it's 34 minutes in the game. He finally chooses a doctrine, and again, it's one he could have done a bit more with had he chosen sooner. You know, could have prepared for it better. Could actually plan it for it better. He might actually got some fuel cache that way, and ensure he could get an IS-2 out faster. And again, that could have pressured Jove a lot more. I mean, at this rate, Jove has just the potential of getting another Panther, so that way challenge the IS-2. Also, my apology there for the hiccup. Contra flanking up there, got another Molotov there. Nice hit there. T-54 getting the Jaegers. And Panther 4 supporting a nice push there from the Fultz that came off north. 7 kills. Half each of it into one there with the Panther 4. Contra there taking losses. T-54 heading northwards. In the south, Sturm Pioneers versus the Maximum Crew Set running there.
300 points stand between us and
Field guns hanging back. T-54 being slowly pushed back. They're simply losing all in support. He's worried about his flanks, which he rightfully should be with Ikemen coming in. I mean, Joe here displaying some good flanking against Brosras, punishing him, and there you go. Gets a good hit on Ikemen. Fultz getting up close. Mark. There we go. He's going to get up for Panther first. Panther 4 moving in. He's very close to the IS-2. He's very close, but at the same time, Jove is closer to another Panther. There you go. Panther 4 takes hits. Bounces some. T-54 the knocked out. Ikemen retreating. Panther 4 down to half health there. Brosras is certainly struggling in the territorial department versus Jove. And the 20th Panther Division. Max up. There we go. Grenade assault. Fling them all over the place. Except terribly. My God, where did you learn to throw?
our territory is falling
We
into
didn't
enemy
learn to throw them. We were just thrown into the fighting. Oh, that explains it. Scheiße. That was really a terrible throw. Everybody just threw it too far. It was like they were closing their eyes and just hoping it would hit. Fultz didn't push back on Engineer's conscripts. Panther slowly approaching. But so is the IS-2, the Joseph Stalin. The 1944 model, I do believe, though, by the way. Egg Engineers caught white, bit of a loss there for Brosras. Panther 4 good to go again, repaired by the hardy Sturm Pioneers. And we got the IS-2 out there, the Joseph Stalin 2 tank. The Joseph Stalin 1 might have seen very little action, but overall was just basically a KV-85. I mean, it was basically just almost the same there. Slightly tough tank with an 85mm gun. They considered for the IS-2 by also the 100mm gun, which was better versus tanks, but the thing is, so Doctrine rather emphasised blowing infantry to bits for tanks, less focusing on other tanks. That's actually why they went for the IS-2's 122mm gun over the 100mm gun. The 100mm gun would actually later go for the SU-100 tank destroyer. But again, it led to it being very good at sort of dealing with dug-in units, but again versus armor it struggled, partly due to a very low rate of fire. Simply due to the fact the shells were really big and were in 2 parts. Basically, once a shell hits a certain size, you kind of have to do it in 2 parts, sort of load the shell and the sort of charge separately. That's basically the case with the IS-2. Missile academy for that, Maxim wiped out. IS-2 rolling back there, engaging into the Panther, got field guns boarding. IS-2 misses, not good there. Of course, just like the Wehrmacht Panther's low rate of accuracy on the move, so does Soviet tanks, including the IS-2. But there you go, good hit on the Panther, takes it almost down to half health, in fact takes it down to less than half health. Artillery strike called in, it's to break up Brosras' forces there. He's not got enough engineers to support his IS-2 though, he needs at least one more squad to work with it. And in fact, he had a lot of tanks, but never really more than one engineer squad. That was definitely a mistake there by Brosras, which I missed. There, good artillery. Don't move the IS-2 into it. Don't move the IS-2 into it, Brosras. That was close. That was close. Need to fix it up. That's going to take some time. I mean, his doctrine does allow for self-repairs, but again, needs to not be incompetent. There you go. Should pop it. Pop it, Brosras. Speed here is the key. Speed is the key. You need to do it fast and as efficient as possible. But, doesn't use the self-repair ability there. Jove is otherwise very much in control of his Panther and his Panther 4. Field with only healing and reinforcement. Conscript heading northwards there to push forward again, but the conscript or full conscript dug in. Panther 4 their support as well there. It's going to be pretty difficult there for Brosras' conscript there without anything to work with to do it.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Slowly fixing up the IS-2. And the south conscript being pushed back there by the Jaegers and the Sturm Pioneers.
We have 200 points remaining.
Which reminds me, the first sort of stormtrooper units in World War I were actually formed by combining Jaegers and Pioneers. Fun fact. There guys, 2 moves hit, misses again. Not good there. I mean, it's not super great for him in terms of action, but he actually has some pretty good AoE. In this case, though, 2 big misses. Let's go there for Brosras' tank. Wow, 3rd. That's pretty rubbish, but there you go, support moving in there. I'm guessing it might have something to do with the terrain in this case, causing it to miss so much. There you go, moving hitting hits of academy for penetrate. Got the Panther 4 nearby, shot bounces though, shot bounces, turn to the Panther 4 there. Get to penetrating and the Panther come back, feel academy might not be able to catch up there. Panther 4 bounces again, IS-2, there we go. Almost got the Panther 4 there, almost got it, penetrating it from the Panther 4 up close. One more hit and that Panther 4 is going to go down, and misses. A bit unfortunate there, penetrating hit on the IS-2 by the Panther 4. Consequently hit, the Academy being run off, need to repair the IS-2, again use self-repair, except he just used all his munitions on the Sturmovik attacks. Up north forces they're holding up, you got the IS-2 moving in. Moving in, misses, because it's very inaccurate on the move. Again, rule of thumb for Wehrmacht and Soviet vehicles, stop, shoot, move, don't shoot and move. Maxim then being pinned down here by the Soviet Maxim, showing who's the best Maxim. Patterns of moving in there. And then moving away. IS-2 in desperately repairs, he's close to being able to use self-repair at the very least. Engineers, he's got another engineer squad by the way, that's good. There you go, Maxim engaging with the Sturm Pioneers, IS-2 moving further back. Pop self-repair, Brosras, self-repair. Fix it up. Oh, the engineers moving to the centre there. Might have been a... Yup, rally point there. He wasn't paying attention. No self-repair there. We got the mortar being assaulted here by the Volksgrenadiers. It's a complete collapse here for Brosras and the 24th Tank Corps in the face of the 20th Panzer Division. Less than 100 points left. The IS-2 is not receiving any repairs. Gets a kill there. We got GG there from Brosras, GG from Jove, and Brosras surrenders. Overall, a brutal fight. The initial good start there with Brosras, but the problem was there was essentially no real strategy as the game progressed. No doctrine chosen, but also the lack of minds that really allowed Jove to more easily sort of move about the battlefield and sort of do what he wanted. Had Jove or Brosras chosen the doctrine sooner, planned ahead, I think he actually could have beaten Jove. But again, the lack of a long-term strategy rather gave Jove the edge there, since he actually had one, you know. He actually had one. That was really the edge there for Jove. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, want to subscribe, tell a friend, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay of your own or provide some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Dancing. Cheers. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Cheers.